hear myself through my headphones. Yes, man. Like, I feel real good about this right now.
Pay attention, because you are now listening to Permission to Speak Freely.
Hey, Damon, look. So I'm happy about something, you know. So if y'all don't know, we switched over to this new app, and we ain't. I'm gonna just go. Look, I'm happy about something. Here we go. Look, check it out.
But don't push my dough, brother. I'm not the one you think I am, brother. I will take 20 years of the military and beat your ass. You understand me? Now, don't you ever disrespect nobody up in this hotel. You understand me? Because I'm not the motherfucker you think I am. You understand me? Don't fucking play with me, boy. Ain't no cameras out this motherfucker. We ain't in the hotel no more.
I'm recording you right now.
Fuck what you do.
Hey, we back, y'all. We back. We got sound bites back, y'all. We got
I'm back, baby.
Bro, imagine being in the military for 20 years, bro. Putting up with whatever bullshit the military, you know, kind of put on you, you know. And then, you know, all you want to do is live a cushy life, you know, working at the hotel as a security guard. And then
Peaceful, man. Trying to be peaceful.
Trying to be peaceful, like a old Bruce Willis movie. You know what I mean? Just chilling, man. Then these two teenagers come and fuck your whole shit up, bro.
I'm not the one you think I am, brother. I will take 20 years of the military and beat your ass.
Hey, so we got it's just we got sound effects back, y'all. We got sound effects back, y'all. You know what I mean? I'm still loading up sound effects, but we got some, so definitely. I'm still loading up.
I wanted to become the combination between Denzel and Will Smith. And some way, somehow, I was able to accomplish that.
Yeah. Hey, let's just start, like, before we even get into anything crazy. Did you see the fight yesterday?
I did not, but I saw like highlights and stuff, man. I saw the commentary, but I didn't watch it last night. DJ
from
had
the commentary you saw, what did you gather from the fight?
I gather regardless how the fight came out, it was a big loss for Tank. Right?
You think so?
Yeah, like from what I was reading, man, first off, like Roach is not really a known, he's a good fighter though. I mean, I remember when he was coming up, he was coming up. Bro. And I remember he was supposed to be one of the good young fighters that was coming up with Tank them, but some kind of way his career never, you know, took off like Tank them career took off from a name standpoint. Because of course he ain't lost but one fight, so he's pretty good anyway. But from a name standpoint, it didn't take off like that. And then I think one of the fighters he fought beat him, and then Shakur beat that fighter.
Yeah.
You know, so all that stuff kind of in the talks. Then it came out with a draw, and then the draw happened. And oh boy, took a knee or something for something, and I never seen Tank. I never seen nothing like that. But then in the commentary it said Roach touches. Something happened with him too during the fight that they didn't call too. So
yeah. I mean, they not gonna call Tank that knee Tank took. They ain't gonna call. You know, it's Tank. So they ain't. Like, he took a knee. He said, like, something was in his eye, some hair grease. He had just got his hair braided. He said hair grease was in his eye. So he definitely, like, he took a knee. He got, like, a towel to wipe his eye off. It got chippy in there. It was a lot of, like, shit talking in there. It was a lot of just Tank looking different than Tank normally looks. I don't know. I don't know. Because at the end of it, Tank said he made it a fair fight, which made it seem like he just, like, underestimated his opponent for the whole fight. Like, he played the Tank game. You know, Tank normally play that game where he, and hey, for the listeners, what's up, y'all? We're going to get into it real in a second. You know, we starting out with boxing, but Tank normally play that where for the first 5 rounds or something, he just figuring you out. And then after that, he opened you up and all that. It seemed like Roach was ready for that. Roach did great. But when you're looking at boxing, and it's more than just, I guess, what it looked like to the person that's watching it, is also how many power hits did Tank land. Tank was much more efficient than Roach. Like, he landed more hits he threw, and he landed more power hits. Roach was getting them with that jab, though. But he definitely, the knee, Tank looked different. Like, it looked like he met a good match out there. And it was a good fight. And it seemed like Roach was ready for Tank, vice Tank being ready for Roach.
You know what I mean? Yeah. You know, another thing too, man, like sometimes you can see the writing on the wall sometimes too, man. I don't know if you know, before this fight, Tank was already talking about retirement and stuff, man.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I think sometimes, man, you already know that you got enough money now, and you know you're not putting the time in that you normally put in. It's different. It can be different for different people too, though. But sometimes also on the flip side of that is that's all he know. So I can't see him taking time off like that and just not doing it, because that's what these guys, that's what they know. Ladies too, that's what they know, man, is boxing. So yeah, man, I don't know.
But it was a great fight though. All right, let's get in. So it's, we always sometimes start our podcast with sometimes that's crazy. We normally start our podcast with like, what'd you do last week, right? Like, what'd you do? How'd your week go? I guess Elon Musk and Doge, man, they took a page out of our book. They took a page. Hey, for the listeners, I'm telling y'all now, man, we gonna have some fun with this shit a little bit. But they took a page out of our book, man. They start asking people what they did last week, man. People wasn't too happy about that, bro.
Bro, that shit is funny as shit, man. Like, seriously, man, 5 bullets of what you did last week. Man, I thought about this for a second, man, and this shit is really, when you deep dive, we talking about the federal government, bro. Like, these guys up there higher up on the list of shit they getting done for the government, and you tell me, hey, motherfucker, let me know 5 things you done last week. What the fuck is going on right here, man? I don't know, man. I'm lost, man. It's crazy right now, man.
Did he try to gaslight him? Hopefully we can talk about Elon. He ain't the president, right? We can talk shit about Elon, right?
Bro, I don't know, but I hope so.
Oh, shit. He tried to gaslight them. Like, oh, yeah, it's only 5 things. You couldn't just write 5 things or whatever like that. Then he say, like, yo, we was joking. But now they asking again this week, bro. You know what I'm saying? And that, well, DOD affirmed it. Like, they confirmed it or whatever. Like, you gotta say what you did.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, man. Hey. Listen, though, who's reading that? I guess it's like they said it's going through like some AI that Elon Musk created.
Yeah, he created, right?
and the email that came out last week was just him making a statement, and then he went to Twitter and added more to it. Like, yo, if you don't respond, it's considered, a resignation. So now it's like, damn, we got to get all this important information from Twitter.
Hey, man, it's so crazy, man. I know we like joking about it, man, but even when like the article comes out, we reading the article or whatever, man. And when he came out with that, he got that chainsaw, man. It's like, that's so funny to me, man. It's so wild. This shit is wild, bro.
This shit is sad, bro.
Wow. And sad.
And it came right off. It came right off our episode. Like, right when we finished the episode, the emails came out. I said, damn, man, as soon as we finish the episode, bro.
Yeah, man.
And it's going to everybody. Yeah. People I know, like, the military, I'm not sure what, like, the civilians and stuff. I know, like, military don't like being micromanaged. I was trying to figure out, like, what would that compare to? That'd be like, it'll pretty much be like Elon Musk asking service members what they did that, like, throughout the week. But that'd be like, like the CNO having your second classes send emails about what they did, like, last week. It's like, what about, the chain of command? What about the, having trust in the LPO, having trust in the chief, having trust in the skipper, having trust in your fleet and your all of that, your regcoms and all of that.
Yeah. Man, like, I said something last week, man, that I'm probably going to say a couple more times today, man. Like, when these things come out like this, man, what do we like? We need some more info, man. Like, what are we doing? Like, and it could be more out there that I just don't know. But if you cutting all these people, you want to know all this information, give me what we doing? You know what I mean? I know we are, I know we cutting back, whatever the case may be.
Yeah.
But God damn, man.
An email came out saying not to respond. Like, yo, don't even respond. And I'm like, and when they put it out, I'm like, yo, did they see Elon's tweet? Elon tweeted something different. Like, we might want to respond, dog.
Yeah.
Hey, now, about what you just said, though, Damon, somebody replied to that, right? About what you just said about planning. And that's what this person said.
Okay.
They said the plan is to, because we put that as a clip from the last episode. Yeah. So this was their response. The plan is to prioritize quality of life and retention while we ensure we are ready to fight the ship and the enemy. Everything we get told to do, I make fall in line with the plan. What's your thoughts on that?
Well, that's kind of what I said too, though. I kind of said whatever's put out, we gonna fall in line with it because we in the military, right?
Yeah.
But at the same time, we as leaders need to be able to talk about the why. You know what I mean? That's a big thing for us in the military. Talk about the why. Talk about, we doing this because of this. We clean the ship because of this. We do this because of, that's kind of how we always talk. You know what I mean? When it comes to leadership in the military. So that was my only take on it was that's what I would like to have anyway. Of course, that's not what I'm going to get, but that's what I would like to have. Though.
And my response to that is the same thing I said last week. It's like, I get what the person's saying about prioritize quality of life and retention while we ensure we ready to fight and all that, but it's something new every day. You know what I mean? So, like, how do you, like, it's something new every day. We need, first of all, you need time to create. I'm seeing it happen in real time. Like, I'm seeing admirals and other people, like, really just, and they might not say it, but I'm hearing them sound like they don't really know what to say right now. Like, they still processing everything, right? And that's kind of what you talk about. Like, yo, give us time to process. That shit should filter down the line. We ain't talking, again, now we not talking about being crash dummies. Like, yo, I'm a crash dummy for this. And I want all my people to be crash dummies because this. No. Like, hey, we didn't work to be able to filter planning, processing, and shit like that down. That's how you properly run an organization.
Yeah.
Okay, we got the philosophy and the core values and all of that stuff. But how we properly run an organization is with information, know? So, I mean, that's kind of like my response to that.
And to kind of along your lines, man, first off, great response. That's kind of, a good way to put it also. But I also was thinking like these ain't no small fucking things, bro. This is life-changing events that's happening every day. Not no little small little shit that somebody can sit behind a desk and say, oh yeah, this is we doing it because of this. No. We're changing lives, man. We're changing lives. And if we don't care about human beings, man, like, what are we doing right now?
Yeah, that's not you talking to your division, bro.
Yeah. Yeah. You're not talking to your firemen and your airmen. This is big time, shit that's happening, man. That right there, man, I can stay on that topic for a minute, man. Like, we're talking about, like, I can't even put it in my mind on how I want to say it right now, man. We were talking about at the top of the game decisions.
Yeah.
And we're talking about them every day. Like, we're man, I know we're going to get into a couple of topics in a few minutes. We're talking about life-changing events.
Yeah.
You guys can get on here, you can tweet and you can text and you can say whatever you want to, but to tell me this is normal and this is okay, I'm lost for words, man, when it comes to that type of stuff, man. Like, and I'm not trying to get into the weeds of this shit, but I'm just saying every day it's a topic it's something that's out there that's changing the world. Changing the world. And we can go from, oh man, we'll get into it. I don't want to keep going.
Again, like I said though, like, you're not talking to your 7 personnel division, bro. Like these are civilian, like right now, and at the level that I'm at right now, it's civilians, it's sailors, it's families, it's spouses. These ain't just your guys, bro. And I'm gonna tell you like this: the spouses and some of the civilians, all that shit you talk about, like all that, like I keep them with retention and all that. They don't care about that. like not everybody, and that's the part. I don't know if you know, like I don't know what rank the person is or whatever that made the comment, but all of that stuff that you saying, man, like not everybody care about that, except for just your sailors, bro. I get it. You could keep them and give them their true north, but what about the spouse that work at the CDC that might lose their job, or this person, or this person? You're not about to call them and talk to them about GOAD, bro. Like, it's not happening. Like, I read that, and the way I responded to it was because I'm not getting into it on Instagram. I was like, yo, that's a good perspective to have. And it is. It's a good perspective to have. That's not a lie, but hey, and I wanted to hit him up like, we can have a deeper conversation, but nah, let's just bring it to the pod. Let's talk about it. So imagine if your CO, imagine if this XO of the ship was like, hey, moving forward, I want all the sailors to email me the 5 things they did, this week. How would the Chiefs respond to that?
Like, what the fuck? WTF? Like, what is going on? That's my first response. Like,
a meeting in the mess,
a meeting in the mess would be like CMC. All our hands will go up to talk to the CMC. Yeah, you guys got any questions? Everybody hand go up.
CMC like, about to get it.
Yeah,
CMC about to get it.
What's going on? Like, I mean, yeah. That, you know what? That's the way to look at it too, man. Like, what is going on? Like, yeah.
Hey, a real quick one is, it's a word that I just never. And it's a popular word now in the Navy. I see a lot of people use it. I don't know if you use it or not. But boss, like people calling people boss, right? Some people call a department head boss. People call, they call the CO. I see CMCs call the CO the skipper boss when they walk into the. Bro, I can't like make myself say that word, bro. I have never called another man a boss, and it might be because of Dame Dash. You know what I mean? It might be because of what Dame Dash said or whatever, or the Breakfast Club. But I just can't see it, bro. I had my boy. Shout out to my boy Julio, who the only time I ever called somebody boss was we had Admiral LaCour when I was at NDW. She was our admiral, and he used to call her boss, and that's the only time it ever sounded good to me. Well, whenever other people said it sound good, but he kind of, when I would talk to him, I'd be like, "Hey, where the boss at?" And for some reason, I was okay saying it. I don't know why, but I was okay saying it then with him. Shout out to Julio too. But I don't know, man. I guess it's because I never like want to feel like I have a boss. I don't know, bro.
Yeah. I hear it a lot too. I actually hear it right now, man. Like, it pretty much when I'm at work. And then even when I was at CMC, people used acting CMC, they was calling me like, "Hey, what's up, boss?" I never thought about it like that though. I thought about it, any type of way. It just was like normal, natural. So I never really, thought about it, but I like David Dash though, man. So I felt like I never had a boss, man. You know what I mean?
And what made me think about it was somebody called me boss in a text. And I'm like, yo, is he trying to be a smart ass? And I don't think he was, but I'm like, what's going on? And I was close to telling him like, hey, man. And that's a funny thing to say, hey, man, don't call me boss, man. Don't call me lucky.
Hey.
But what's up?
Yeah, that's like one of them things, man, where the guys, back in the day, man, the slang was like shorty and stuff, and then motherfucker want to call you shorty. Like, nah, I'm not your shorty, player.
And for the leaders, right? Like, I want y'all to know that, me saying that because I never liked calling anybody, but I never like feeling like that's been like my motivation is never feel like I have a boss, right? We do have a boss. That's the president. You know what I mean? And that's, my wife, your boss, so we do hear that. But for the leaders that got, feel some kind of way about that, I'm going to just say like this. It's a book. It's called Red Rising Golden Sun, right? And Red Rising Golden Sun, it's a character on there. His name is Ragnar Valeris. And he's a warrior. He like his disdained is, I guess, where he from, his origins, but he could fight real good. He's like real big, towering, like a monster, a beast of a guy. But his whole life is to be like lived in servitude under somebody else. So he'll identify like whoever he want to be a slave for, and that's who he fights for. In this book, the main character eventually he realizes that like it's better for this person to not be a slave to me and to be committed to me just on some peer shit, right? Because I feel like the peer shit makes the bond stronger because it's a mutual respect, instead of them being of service to me, because that means you're gonna like go against like your own moral code just because you'll kill your own family for me, like so the way I look at the boss stuff, right? This is my gaslight for all the leaders that like, yo, this dude don't want to call me a boss. The way I look at the boss thing is like this: for me, it's better that you have me as a loyalist, somebody that supports you out of pure I'm with you, than I'm for you. I'd rather be with you than for you, like Ragnar Valerish, you know what I'm saying? Some kind of way. I feel like I'm gaslighting that a little bit. But, I've always had a respect for everybody I work with and everybody I work in this, however we want to say, for. Super supportive, always care about what they do. And I never say people work for me. I don't even like the way that sounds.
Yeah, work together, right? Yeah.
I work with people. We just happen to be different ranks. That's just me. That's just my theory, y'all.
And I actually say that a lot too. Like even from introducing my wife to somebody I work with, or they work for me, or whatever the case may be, I always say, "Hey, we work together. Hey, we work together." Yeah. Even though I might be the LCPO, it don't matter. I always say we work together on the ship, or we work together.
Yeah, and I mean, the real thing is it'd be another LCPO. You know what I mean? So
yeah, exactly.
You go somewhere else and be somebody else LCPO.
Yeah, exactly.
All right, so this happened over the weekend too.
This might not be a popular topic, but I have an opinion about the military. I don't like that we give our military guys 10% discounts and different things at different businesses because they're already living off the taxpayer dollar. But if you're not doing it for the benefit and you're okay with not having it, then why do you feel like you have to make a stink when someone raises their hand and says, I would like to say something that may not be popular? That should be okay. It's a free country.
I'm not the one you think I am, brother. I will take 20 years of the military and beat your ass. You understand me?
That didn't even make sense to me what she was saying.
So that was 2 clips, right? It was 2 clips. The first clip was, I'm gonna go back for a second,
this
right?
might not be a popular topic, but I have an opinion about the military. I don't like that we give our military guys 10% discounts and different things at different businesses.
So the first clip was her talking about that. The second clip was her kind of responding to, I guess, the backlash that she got about that. Right?
Okay.
Question 1 is, what's your thoughts about that?
Well, my first thought is, shit, 10% ain't enough. You know how many people that gave they freaking lives, man? You know what I mean? I understand you saying taxpayers and all that stuff, man, but how about those, sailors, airmen, Marines, and soldiers that went over there and ain't coming home no more? What about that? What about the, when it comes to the families and things like that they, went over there and paid the ultimate sacrifice? Like, that's the stuff that we fail to think about when we start talking about things like that, right? Putting yourself in harm's way, like for the country, for you to sit back on your computer and say, or get online and say the thing that you say, like when something happens, something goes on, with whoever, who's going over there? Not you sitting behind that freaking computer talking shit about some freaking 10% off. You know what I mean? Like, so that's kind of my first thought going into it. But the second thought was, yeah, you're right. You got the opinion to say whatever you want to say, but also don't be mad. Don't try to come back at somebody because they have an opinion also. You know what I mean? Like you can sit back there and say whatever you want to say, but people gonna come at you. So that's something you got to deal with when you say something dumb.
Yeah, we out here making the ultimate sacrifice. We should get 10% off everywhere we go. That's just my opinion. I know a lot of people, like you said, it's people that don't agree. Yeah. This lady, don't agree, of course. But I saw a lot of people getting at her. They stitching the video and, saying things. And I saw Charlie had, some stuff to say about her and stuff. He he said some big back stuff too that I don't want to repeat. But it's just bro. It's unnecessary. Who cares about your opinion? And at the end of the day, like you said, like everybody not volunteering to do this shit. You know what I mean? Everybody not. So just shut your ass up, lady. Like for real. I don't even got much to it. That's just, I want the listeners and y'all to see what some people out here thinking.
Yeah.
I saw the LDO and CWO results came out too.
Yeah, man. Big shouts out to the LDOs and CWOs, man. I had one of the guys give a shout out to Duke, man. Hey, we was at Last Command together, man. Shouts out to him. Very excited for him, man. Very squared away guy, very knowledgeable dude, man. So shouts out to him. A couple people made it LDO on my ship. Shouts out to them, man. Hey, like this is an opportunist, type of thing, man. If that what route you want to go, I encourage it, man. I encourage it every day. So shouts out to everybody, man. You guys got any questions about that program? I'm sure. Ask your leaders, man. I'm sure or ask us. Shit, we'll help you out too.
Yeah, shout out to everybody too that listened to our last episode. A lot of people tuned in, man. Biggest episode of the year for us so far.
Nice.
As far as in a week, a lot of people tuned in. I guess people wanted to hear some stuff. People felt some kind of way. So shout out to everybody on that. One of the things I want to talk about real quick is the podcast, though, bro. Because man, we started this podcast. We named it Permission to Speak Freely. We wanted to talk about things that sometimes are like taboo outside of the Chiefs mess, meaning like Chiefs and Junior Sellers having a discussion about together. Because you talk about anything in a mess, and I know the young sellers talk about anything too. But sometimes we don't connect. Like, we don't talk about it at the same time. So we wanted to do that. We wanted to talk about lifestyle stuff more than policies or political stuff or, what's going on as far as war is considered and stuff like that. We wanted to stick with lifestyle. And every now and then we bring SMEs in and we talk to SMEs about what they do. And then we just so happen to be in leadership positions. So we kind of trickle down to talk about leadership sometime too. I don't know what the future looks like for active duty military people having a social imprint as far as putting shit out there, bro. We got social media, so we got YouTube, we got Instagram, we got TikTok, we got Facebook, we got all of that stuff. We've seen right now official DOD social media pages, they gotta have that same message up saying that they gotta purge all their DEI and just all of their content. They gotta purge it. They gotta go back like 5 years. You know what I mean? They gotta go back. They gotta purge all that stuff. So for us, I don't know, man. I think we might get that phone call soon, bro. That's really what I'm thinking. The phone call might come, bro. What you thinking? Have you thought about that?
I have not thought about it, but like you said about all the stuff that we are seeing, and our footprint is getting bigger thanks to all the people listening in. So I can see it. I can see it happening, man. Yeah. Hey, when you pull back that onion a little bit and think about it, man, I'm surprised we ain't already got that phone call, man. Oh man, because it's some stuff out there, man, that we talk about and the topics we talk about, that probably sometimes can be more deeper because we have discussions about things and things can be said. So I'm surprised we have not, got a phone call yet. But we don't call us though, man. I'm gonna be real honest. Leave us alone, man. We love what we doing. Don't try to temper what we doing. Tone it down or anything like that, man. We love what we doing. We are not, out there saying crazy shit that when I first see something, you know what I mean? How I really want to talk. Mm-hmm. So don't get it. So we got it toned down to a way, man. But like I said, I'm surprised, and I think we're gonna eventually do get that phone call.
Yeah, I was gonna say that too, man. Like, cause it's a dance, bro. And some people know this. I talk to people on the phone and they know it's a dance, but to be called permission to speak freely, you create this expectation, right?
Yeah.
So CNO got fired last week. So expectation is you create you coming in here crashing out. You know what I mean? Like, you know what I mean? Like, it's just this expectation that's created from being called permission to speak freely. And like, even with artwork or episode titles and all of that stuff, but then it's a dance where it's like we are still active duty military, and our careers could be brought up or things could be called to the carpet and stuff like that. But it's like we done worked ourselves into a point in a relationship with our listeners where we are going to talk, like we're going to cover topics. You know what I'm saying? So I say that to say this, to ask you this. What happens if they do come for us, man? Hey, and before that, like, so some people might not think that like we could get caved for, like, oh, are you serious, right? Like a lot of people, and it depends on how they look at politics and stuff like that. Because the people that look at politics a certain way, they like, oh, I don't believe it. You don't believe it. Like everything y'all said y'all ain't believe, like that shit's happening. You know what I mean? So, but so some people might be like, yeah, they might not come for y'all. So, Damon, if they do come for us, what do we do? Do we pivot? Like, will we just pivot? And for the listeners, if we did pivot, y'all still with us, But but would we pivot, Damon, into like more just civilian topics, or like I know for sure, like it wouldn't be no more reading of Nav Atlas and shit like that, right? But like, what would you do, bro? Like, how would you approach it?
I'm gonna tell you right now, man. It depends on how they come at us. If they like me personally, I've been in long enough, they might say, you know what, man, we gonna cut ties with you. You done. Force retire out of there. Hey, if they do that, stand by then. Now I can really say what everything I want to say.
The pot going up there.
I'm telling you, please. You know what I mean? But you know what, Dumbo? You know how it is, man. Like, if they do come for us and say we can't do certain things or whatever, we would pivot, right? We will pivot. I don't know how that pivot will look. But at the same time, we love doing this stuff. We love getting on. Now, if it takes away from what we're trying to do, then that's another conversation that we will have then. We want to get things out and we want to be us. If you're trying to take that from us of doing the things that we would like to do and want to do, that's a whole nother conversation. That's something we'll have to talk about. Because like I always say, and you guys probably heard this before, you got to like what you're doing to get up in the morning and want to do it. You got to like it. So if I'm getting up every day and I'm thinking about topics, I'm thinking about this, that means I want to do it. I like doing it. When I can't do that no more, why am I doing it? Yeah. So,
what would that like? Would you crash out for a last episode? I think I would, bro. Like, hey, okay, got you. I'd be like, okay, got you. We got to stop. Before we stop, can y'all let us do one more episode? So I'm not going to crash out in the last episode. I would just like to say goodbye the right way. I like to say goodbye to the listeners the right way. But then also, just talk about everything that we did and, everything we covered throughout the years and appreciation and shit like that. You know what I mean? If they granted us the opportunity to do one final episode, you know what I mean?
And it's crazy, man, that we're even talking about this. But guys, whole world, I want you guys to know, why we talking about this? We ain't immune. Hey, look, we ain't immune to this shit, man. People are getting let go. People are getting caned for. You know what I mean? So we bringing it up right now, because it is possible.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's possible. So that's why we just talking about it. Ain't nobody hit us up. Ain't nobody talk to us, anything like that. But from the shit that's going on right now, it is very, very, very possible.
Yeah, you never know, bro. Did you hear about some of this shit? Just gonna be random, man. Because this new note app that got me a little. Did you hear about these super soldiers in China, bro?
Bro, this shit is hey. China ain't fucking around, bro. Hey, look. You know what, man? It's crazy, man. I was reading it. I was reading about it, and I was thinking about it, man. The levels to this shit. It is levels to it. We're talking about enhancing people. Like, think about that stuff in the United States, man. You tell me, hey, man, we gonna experiment on you. You ain't experimenting on me.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, give me a final product and then let me talk about it. You know what I mean? You're not finna experiment on me, right? Like, it seemed like over in China, man, that sounds like it might be okay.
Well, they probably don't got no choice.
But that
they probably
too.
don't got no choice, bro.
Yeah, man. And then what do that look like? That mean what they gonna do? Fly them over, drop them off in the United States? They just take us out?
They said they making Captain America style.
Yeah, I know.
Soldiers, man. These ones gonna be on the field. Be like, yo, we using tech now. You know, we got tech, man. We got drones. They like, nah, we got boots on the ground on y'all ass.
Yeah, man.
They jumping in the air, knocking drones out the sky and shit.
The motherfucker got them Universal Soldiers. Y'all remember Universal Soldier back in the day, man? Motherfuckers coming in there. By 10 of them, wiping out whole goddamn states and shit. By 10, wiping out states.
Hey, y'all, you better be ready for them, man. If they making super soldiers, hey, we doing a lot, DOD. We got a lot going on right now, DOD. If China making super soldiers, we better be talking about that shit.
Hey, we might be looking for volunteers, guys. You know what I mean? Who we gonna enhance?
Yeah, we better be talking about that shit. It's a lot going on, you know. And we need to be ready for these damn super soldiers. Dog. Like, all right, we letting trans people go, right? Trans people got to go, right? And that came out last week. And again, it's one of them topics that not every is going to split people, right?
Yeah.
Some people gonna like it. Some people gonna hate it. You know what I mean? Not everybody is happy about it from what I'm seeing. And I'm a little confused a little bit about it. And that's probably because I just don't have all the information. Like, one of the things I'm confused about is the reason behind it. Is some people saying like they can't like deploy, right? I don't like, so for the listeners, right? I don't know none of this. I'm going off of like things that I'm seeing. So some people saying like at a certain point in transition, they can't deploy, you know, stuff like that. It's another part of it. Like my own part is like, do we not think that they could fight? Like, do we not think that like if they did deploy, if they could deploy, do we not think that they could fight in a war or, you know, or push the button on a missile or, you know, whatever it is that we would have to do in war? I don't 100%. And I gotta read the whole because it's like a whole memo. I gotta read the whole memo to really get a full understanding. I know they talk about like gender dysphoria, you know, and stuff like that. But you know, I don't know, bro. That's one that got a lot of people kind of
up in arms.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, it's crazy, man. To go back what you were saying about, you know, the fighting and can't deploy. Hey, man, every time I get on the way on this aircraft carrier, we leaving behind 250 fucking people. You know what I mean? Like, so that don't move me when you say, hey, they can't deploy, because guess what? If they going through a certain phase of whatever, they can stay back. We got 200 motherfuckers don't get on the way. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's not what I'm getting at is it's not a big deal to whatever point they're at in the transition to get looked at and get back in the fight. It ain't or are we saying they can't fight, period? I don't think that's the case. I think it's part of a transition that they at, that they can't do this and do that. Okay, you know, let them get ready to go and then send them out to the fight. You know what I mean? Deploy. So, but it's a lot to unfold here, man. We talking about, hey, when I talked earlier, I said something about life-changing events. We're talking about 30 days. You think you got a military career, you up in here kicking ass and you taking names, and then you see something that says 30 days, see you later, right? Yeah. And then to go even a little bit deeper, and then look, like I said, we in the military, we do what we have to do. But hey, I'm going to talk about this for a little bit, like real quick. Well, one of my other points is also we had young people that was like, hey, I'm finna come into the delayed entry program. And I'm a senior in high school. I'm ready to start my life in the military. Then all of a sudden now you are disqualified. That's life change. That's all I think I want to put out here, man. This is life changing events that we're doing, and we're doing them at a high clip. Yeah. You know, that's my only point that I'm really trying to make. It's a lot to unfold. I read this thing, man. To be honest with you, I read it, and it is a lot of things that can disqualify you, man. Like if you got any of this stuff going on, and I didn't write it all down, but when it comes to that gender dysphoria, hey, it's a lot. So you be disqualified. Like if you seem like to me, you'd be disqualified if you even thinking about it. If you thinking about doing it disqualify you. That's what it seemed like to me. So there's a lot to read there. Make sure you guys take a read on it too, man, because that's one of those things that we probably going to be talking about for a long time. So
or not,
on
the pod.
Oh yeah,
depending on the future of us. Depending on the future of us, we might not be here forever.
Yeah, man.
You know, my weekends will be different forever.
I did want to bring up one more thing, man. Like in this memo, man. Like I don't know if it was thinking they was giving them a hookup in the memo. It said in there, man. Like you don't have to pay the bonuses back. What the fuck is that? You know what I mean? Like thanks. You know what I mean? Thank you. Like what the fuck?
Yeah, and then I know it's somewhere where they could. Like they can opt out. Like it's somewhere where they got some freedoms or something. Like I was seeing that too, where they could choose, like if this ain't for them type shit. And something I saw though, it was like, hey, if the person is trans or like questionably trans or something like that, was something I saw that had something in there like that. So it's like, somebody hit me up. I'm on leave, and somebody, that's why I got the beard, y'all. But somebody hit me up. It was like, hey, like, they asking about like our trans sellers. He's like, I think some of this is HIPAA. Like, I don't like, I'm like, and I'm like, hey, don't do shit till I come back, bro. Like you standing in for me, bro. Like don't, what is it? Like, yo, don't, fuck, I forgot it, man. But like, yo, don't put that evil on yourself, bro. Let me deal with how we go ahead and do this situation, bro. This ain't for the stand-in SEL, bro.
Hey, Double, you know what's so funny? You know how many times I said that when I was standing in for CMC? I was like, hold on. Hey, look, I ain't have to call you about it. They asked me the question. I'm like, I'm just going to wait till the CMC get back.
Yeah, this ain't one of those quick joints, you know what I mean?
Oh, man, I use that shit quick, boy.
Hey, shout out to the healthcare flexible spending account thing. A NAV admin did come out with I'm not going to get too deep into it. It's pretty much, damn, it is kind of deep though, bro.
It's called the HCFSA, which is Healthcare Flexible Spending Accounts. It reduces a sailor taxable income because contributions are deposited before taxes are deducted. I think that's a good deal. Sailors and their families sometimes must pay out of pocket for certain healthcare expenses, supplementing the comprehensive coverage offered through TRICARE. HCFSA allows sailors to save while paying for those costs. Contributions should be carefully planned based on expected out-of-pocket medical, dental, and vision expenses anticipated to be incurred during the year. The government does not match contribution. Hey, think about that, man. And this also goes for your family also. I mean, I think it's called a little bit different, but it's also for your
childcare. Yep.
Yeah, and childcare, man. So just reading that little portion right there, man, on the things that you have going on, like especially when it comes to my dependents is what I looked at for the biggest because of the dental and all the other things that we have going on. So I thought that was, pretty great. And on top of that, before I go to the next one is it didn't call HCFSA, it's called FSA. So time I brung it up and I was reading it, my wife said, oh shit, FSA, she knows all about it.
Yeah, my wife knows about it.
She know all about it. I'm like, okay.
Yeah, my wife. Hey, before you go to the next one, I'm gonna go into a long list of things that the flex spending account could be used for. Doctor visits, co-pays, deductibles, out-of-pocket costs, hospital stays, surgeries, urgent care, chiropractic care, physical therapy, x-rays, MRIs, lab work, prescription meds, vision care, eye exams, contact lenses, LASIK, routine cleanings and exams, fillings, crowns, bridges, braces, dentures, implants, prenatal, postnatal care, breast pumps, fertility treatments. That's a big one. Fertility treatments is a big one.
Yeah.
Contraceptives, acupuncture, massage therapy, weight loss programs, wheelchairs, hearing aids, blood pressure monitors, diabetes supplies. It's a lot that these things that this FSA can help with, y'all.
Yeah. I like it, man. Like I was telling my wife earlier, she was like, "Yeah, I gotta look. I got to the 31st. Sign up now." Like she was all about it, man. So I'm pretty much going to be signing up for it.
Yeah, today. But for the listeners, today is the day. You can sign up for FSA today. We're gonna put the links in the episode.
Yeah. So for eligibility, active duty or training and administrative reserve sailors. Sailors make, and then to the contributions, right? Sailors contribute a minimum of $100 and a maximum of $3,300 per calendar year, and must direct deposit funds from their pay into the HCFSA. Let me see. Households where both earners are eligible for HCFSA through their employer may maintain two separate accounts and contribute a combined $200 or $6,600 per year. But it's some part of it where I wanted to get to where it talks about in one of the Q&As, which is a big question. My first question I had when I was talking to my wife about it was, can funds be carried over from year to year? That was one of my first questions I had.
And the answer is no, right?
No, the answer is yes. You can carry over up to $600 of unused HCFSA funds to the next plan year if you re-enroll. Sailors have until 30th April to submit prior to your claim. So look like, hey, if you volunteer and this is something you want to do, have a plan to use it though. You know what I mean? Because you look like if you put $3,300 in there, you only can roll over $600. That's how I'm reading it, Dumbo. You can only roll over $660. So if you put that much in, have a plan to actually use it.
Yeah, use it or lose it. That's the rule, right? Unused funds at the end of the year are forfeited. However, some employers offer the grace period that allow you to cover that at $660. Right. Yeah. So it just depends on, on the employer. But yeah, and I think that's NAV admin 03125. I think it's NAV admin 03125 to check out. And it's a fact sheet for that too.
Yep.
So the fact sheet is ready at the same time. They ain't sneak out no damn fact sheet. Is ready at the same time.
So I had a couple questions, man. One is, have there ever been a pivotal moment in your career that shaped your perspective on leadership and teamwork?
Right now, I ain't gonna deep dive into too much of it, but it's a lot. We talked about some, but right now, my perspective about what the military means to my life is being shaped. As far as, like I said, I don't want to deep dive too deep into it, but it got to do with audacity. It got to do with just like a lot of what you said about planning and stuff like that. So right now, and I'm getting a really good understanding of that. Before then, I think I said it a few times. My junior sailors, they made a lot of impact as far as helping me understand certain things about dealing with them and stuff like that. I also think having a kid helped me a lot with empathy. I feel like, and it's crazy because most people that work with me or know me, they would probably feel like I always had empathy, but it was times where I might like understand something but disagree, or understand something but think it could be bullshit. You know what I mean? Now having a kid, like I said on this podcast a bunch of times, like your kid could literally be sick like a different sick, like every week almost, at a certain age in daycare. And it could be a situation where your wife can't get your kid. You know, like I can't, like, my wife got a career. She can't always, she work in a courthouse, the courts. She can't always go and get my kid. It's times then she know I'm a CMC, well, a senior enlisted leader. Like, so she know, like, I might have some time. You know what I mean? Like, can you do it? Like, cause we kind of control our own schedule a little bit more. So having a kid for sure, and it also helps with me understanding the plight of somebody who has a kid, especially the single parents out there, bro. You know what I mean? But right now, just the way times are and how fast our mindset could shift. You know, that's the thing for me right now. How quickly, like, everything we've been doing for the last 8, 16, 14 years could shift. And being, you know, understand, like, I'm not saying I agree. I ain't saying I disagree. I'm not saying that, like, publicly, but just understanding what that means for me. You know, what I got to get, we talked about it earlier, you talked about it earlier, what I got to get out there and say to people. You know, does any of this contradict my own morals? And I know we go to boot camp, we get instilled and implanted with morals, and we got our core values and all that. All of that, right? But, like, can I stand on, you know, what I'm saying out here? And then, like, 6 years later, is it completely different? You know what I'm saying? So that my brain is, you know, being calibrated right now. You know, my brain, my heart, you know, is being calibrated right now to understand that our whole mission set is like an LCS that works. Our whole mission set could change in, you know, a 2-week period, bro.
Yeah.
You know, so, and that's the biggest lesson I've learned this year.
Yeah, man, I'm with you, man, 100%, man. Look, I'm gonna say this. I had a couple of, man, but first I'm talking about, you're right, the right now. Right? The right now to me meaning that, hey, the thing that you got going on in your life and the things that can happen right now. Don't look at it as into, like, hey, I see this person doing it, it can't happen to me. It can happen to you. I just want to make sure I make that clear as I can. Hey, it can happen to you. So you need to think about that a little bit, and how hard you need to think about it is up to you. But no one woke up this morning and think they wouldn't have a job. And some people woke up this morning without a job. Right?
Mm-hmm.
So that's something that you have to think about, that it could happen to you. And one other thing, man, like this journey that me, Dumbo, and Tish and this podcast thing, man. And I was thinking about this a little bit, how it changed us, man. And I know I wanted to think about it in a way of politics a little bit. I try to keep politics out of stuff, but we are putting something that's out that's going to follow us the rest of our life. Because somebody can go back and look at it, right?
Yeah.
So the things that we say and do, it's life changing, because somebody can go back and say, hey, I remember when you said this shit, or I remember you try to go for a certain job or something, and somebody say, oh, no, we ain't hiring him. Check this out. He said some shit like this. But that's something that that's a life changing to me, right?
Yeah. And that's happened to people. That's happened to people. People have not received jobs in the military because of things they said on social media, bro.
Yeah. It's crazy, bro. So that's life changing to me. And then the last thing, man, I want to bring this up, man. I may have said it before. 26 years ago, man, I left home in Mississippi, man, with pretty much nothing, right? With like nothing, like the clothes I had on my back, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I get to the ship that went through boot camp, get to the ship, and this DC-1, man, I'm not, I haven't talked to him in a long time and haven't seen him. I think he retired as a commander or something like that, right? This dude took me under his wing, man, and pretty much changed my whole perspective. I had, like, when I say nothing, right?
Yeah.
And it was a life-changing event for me, man, how somebody that you don't know, never seen before in your life will bring you in and say, hey, I'm going to make you, one of the best damage controlmen, on board the ship. And I was undesignated. I was, what they call now pack sailor. So he brung me in, man. And he had all this information because he used to teach the A school, right? So he had all this information, man. I'm talking about somebody after work, 1500, you just want to sit down with me and say, hey, let's go over here. Let's go over this. Let's go over that. He didn't have to do that. You know what I mean? He didn't have to do that, man. Sometimes it was just me and him in the office going through stuff, going over stuff, man, because everybody else is going home and doing this and doing that. And I just wanted to say, man, I really, really appreciate that. And that's life-changing events for me. And let me tell you, I was a borderline knucklehead too coming in. But when somebody invests that much time into you, it's hard to be a knucklehead.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's hard to be like F this person because he putting all this time into me. No, you want that. You want somebody to invest in you like that and put that time in, man. I really want to say, man, I really appreciate it. I'm not going to put your name out there, anything like that, man, but I really appreciate that.
Yeah. Hey, why you saying that though, right? I was thinking about, I had a captain. His name was Mark Young. And I had another captain. He was my second captain that I had in the Navy. I had another captain before him. But how personable he was, it gave me like a positive. I don't want to say it tainted my experience in the Navy, but it gave me a very positive advantage in my career in the Navy forever. And I was just talking to my CO. Me and my CO, we went to lunch like 2 weeks ago. And I was just talking to him about this captain. So he would come to work. This captain would come to work after he took his kids to daycare and stuff like that. That was new to us because our last captain, so that was new, right? Our captains show up, at a certain time, kind of like when he want to show up. That was new. Right? I was learning that about captains. Okay, these guys can kind of do what they want a little bit. But he also took our command down to like a 4-day planning week. Like, so we only work 4 days a week if we plan right. If we didn't plan right, we work longer. But one of the things he did with me, man, is I always been into music. So, and when I was on the ship, I was on like this Billie Holiday, Melody Gardot, like vocalist, like kind of wave, right? I was also making like hip hop and all that, but I was on this wave with these vocalists and the classical music and stuff like that. He was into that kind of music, bro. So what he used to do is like we would trade albums. Like he would come in with something like, yo, here's the Billie Holiday. And or I would have like some Billie Holiday. And like we connected at the level of us actually trading albums. And that might not mean much to somebody, but for a young sailor in 2009, 2010, trading albums with your captain, like music, it just empowers you in a different kind of way. And it makes you feel like, and then another thing that I was the MWR president and like we had a weekly meeting with the triad. So just like being that connected with the triad and having this relationship with your CO to trade albums and stuff like that is so cool. Now, here's the thing. I don't think I was the exception. I think that fucking captain had a connection like that with damn near, if he had a connection like that with me, he had a connection like that with damn near everybody on the ship, bro. Yeah. And that's really what made that dude special. Yeah. But that there, like those moments on that ship and how empowered I was as a junior sailor, I think they made me like, they put like a haze in front of me to just be dumb empowered. Like for the rest of my career, bro. I always been like this, and I think it started there. Like, so that's one of them things too.
Yeah. That's it's always some type of influence, man, and its influence and its opportunities is what we do with them, man, and how we think about them and how we use them, how we use that influence to spread our wings, man. And now I feel like now probably you also is we in times now, man, that we got a chance to give back, and hopefully we can shape some young sailors say, man, I had this. This Master Chief Leggins, man, he did this for me. He did that for me. He really, empowered me to do this. That's what I'm hoping for now at it's starting to be the end of my career. That's kind of what I'm looking for now.
Yeah. We got to be those people.
Yeah, 100%. Okay, man. Hey, I want to get into technology, man. Like, is there any tech out there right now that's making a difference in the Navy, man? And I'm going to go first with this. I'm going to give you a little time on this one, man. I'm going to go first.
Yeah.
Because this damn Wi-Fi on board this ship is really changing the entire landscape of the military when it comes to ships. Now, I don't know if every ship, hey, let me know. That's something I don't got it. So every ship don't have it. So DDGs, I apologize. LCSs, I apologize. But I'm here to tell you right now, man, I don't know about the big deck amphibs. They might have it. But the carrier has this Wi-Fi, man, and I'm here to tell you it is changing lives out there, man. Now, I think of it like this. And this is the future of everything, though. Think about it. When you wake up, you a junior sailor, and you grew up in an era, the only thing you know is that cell phone.
Mm-hmm.
Only thing you know is that you take that cell phone from me on what you doing to my whole entire life. My youngest son got his first cell phone like at 8 years old. Right? Yeah. So that's all he knows is that cell phone. Right? So now the military say, okay, right, let's put some Wi-Fi on the ship. Man, let me hit it. I don't know, like, I wish I could do some type of survey on it, so I have some numbers to back me up right now. But I can tell, man, like when it comes to a certain hours in the day and night, and you still talking to your family, it's damn near like you ain't even left. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? It's almost like we talking about ships that goes out for 2 months, 3 months, 4 months, whenever the case may be. And you damn near, unless something happens, you damn near can talk to them through the day, every day, mm-hmm. FaceTime, the whole nine, you can do that. You know how much that takes off the family? You know how much that takes off the sailor not being able to go? I mean, man, I went months and months without even talking to my family.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, but now the different fight is getting their ass to work. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But that's another fight, though. I mean, that's something I think, coming to adapting and management and all that stuff that you can work that. But I just want to know, man, that technology of having Wi-Fi on board a ship is a game changer, man.
Yeah. So when I first joined the Navy, my mom probably not gonna like me sharing this story. This is just a response to you, though. When I first joined the Navy, I bought a car, right? And I bought a car without a license. I didn't have a license, but the predatory lenders, they gonna sell the car. Right? So I buy a car without a license. So at some point I go on deployment, and for a series of like dumbass events, my car is taken by the police. Right? And, I didn't find out about it until I got off the deployment, bro. It was taken by the cops, like in the middle of the deployment. So by the time I get off deployment, I can't even get it back. They already impounded, they already sold it, auctioned it off. Like other people got it. I get back and I'm like, yo, where's my car? And it's like, it was, oh yeah, we ain't want to tell you this while you was gone. Like we ain't want to stress you out. Yeah, okay, yeah. You know what I mean? So yeah, the internet thing is if internet and some other stuff is definitely a big deal when it comes to that. Mine is ChatGPT.
Oh,
ChatGPT, man. I think ChatGPT is going to be the greatest and the worst thing that ever happened to us, period. It's a personal assistant to the max. It's AI, period, is about to go crazy. I was messing around with ChatGPT with my wife and like coming up with like ideas for some stuff that she want to do, and like all of the things that it would take her like months to brainstorm. Like ChatGPT came up with it in a minute, 60 seconds. You know what I mean? Like all the stuff that has been kicking her ass to think about. ChatGPT did it all.
Yeah.
And like I use it like right now. Like I just started using it for our notes. It kind of messed us up today, but I just started using it for our notes, and I like it a lot. I like what it does. I think I'm gonna run it. I think I'm gonna run our episode through Chat. Like when we finish, I think I'm gonna run our episode through ChatGPT so it could come up with the episode details. Because I used to do that. I would have to listen to the episode, but I could just give ChatGPT the MP3 and it'll come up with the details. Everything. Like it's a library. Like you got to make sure some information might not be right. So you need to cross-check, double-check. You also need to still add your personal touch. But it's like having that friend that is a wealth of information that you could just ask a question to and they could pull it from multiple places. Even with the military, if like nav admins and stuff, if they're published, and I started to notice sometimes they don't pick up on things like the first day the nav admin come out. But if they're published and stuff like that, your chat GPT will pick up on it and pull information out of it. I think it's the best thing since sliced bread, bro. Honestly, I use it a lot. I use ChatGPT about 13 times a day for different reasons. You know, maybe, and I'm really underplaying it, right? Like I use it more than that. You know what I mean? But I use it at home. I use it at work. I use it a whole lot. Like I damn near don't even Google no more, bro. Like, cause ChatGPT gonna pull the shit right off Google anyway. Yeah. You know, it could create a PowerPoint for you. Like it could do whatever you need it to do. Yeah. So yeah, I think that's the best thing. And if I got Wi-Fi on the ship, I can still use ChatGPT. So
yeah, I think you're right, man. That's a most definitely a game changer. And I'm here to tell you guys right now, man. If you are missing the mark if you're not using ChatGPT right.
Yeah,
you're like I think you think you have an advantage. You do not have an advantage by not using it. I'm telling you right now, you have an advantage by using it. So get on board. I'm here to tell you right now, get on board. So
especially if you're not like good at writing. Like you might not be great. Like you got the ideas, you got the thoughts, but you might not. You need some help formatting them and stuff like that. You can run them all through your ChatGPT. Get ChatGPT. You know, it's just a good thing, man.
Yeah, 100%. So, I had a question with Tish, but of course Tish in here. I'll throw that jab about that Tish.
She's on vacation. She said she on some trip.
Yeah. We love you, Tish. Hey, what is an old or new program, you know, that you really believe in, Dumbo? You really believe in it? It's a program out there, something that we do that you really like believe in.
All right, we talked about this before.
Okay.
But damn, bro, you got me on the spot. You got one? You got one?
I do. Yeah, I do have one, man. And in the program, and the only reason why I came up with this question, man, because of junior sailors, man. Like, and I used to believe, because when I first came on, and it was back when I was a junior sailor, man, like, we really had a mentorship program, right? But years and years in the Navy, you know, it's been getting, you know, less attention, you know, and mostly because of, you know, the things that we have going on right now and the work day and people, the time is a motherfucker, man. You know what I mean? Like people having the time to sit down with sailors and do this. So when I was on the way, man, like these junior sailors put this thing together, man. Right? They put this whole mentorship thing together. They had a lot of, you know, great leaders on board come in, talk to junior sailors and things like this. And it brung it back to me being a junior sailor on how, you know, we had people like no shit you was assigned mentors and stuff. You was assigned, you had to do paperwork, documentation and all this stuff on how it's supposed to be done right now. And some people are doing it. I'm not saying everybody's not doing it. Some people are doing it. But it just brung it back, man. I really believe in that program after listening to these sailors, man, and listen to what they really want. And of course, it's not everybody, but it's some sailors out there that want to be great, man. Right? Yeah. And it just kills me that the effort is not there because of schedules and because of this and because of that. But we have to make that time for these junior sailors, man. So my thing with the mentorship program, man, I really feel like I believe in it. But it's programs out there. You can't just believe in it alone, man. You got to have help. You got to have people to support it. And these junior sailors want it, man. So, I kind of came in, man. I'm like, hey, I really support this and I really want to, you know, do more with it. So I kind of gave them the green light a little bit. Like, hey, let's come up with some plans to make this happen. And I'll be in the front of it. I'll sit down with whoever. I sit in the front and talk about it because I really believe in it, especially when somebody want to do something, man. Like, so mentorship program, man, I really, when I say I believe in it, meaning like, I'm not saying it's my last probably 10 years in the Navy, it hasn't been great when it comes to the mentorship program itself, like the program. Because I think that's one of the things that goes straight to the back burner when a lot of programs out. Like I think mentorship program goes to the back burner. But I feel like if you got the time and you got the manpower to do it, man, I think it's a great program for junior sailors and for senior sailors also.
Yeah, mentorship program is dope. It's underutilized. A lot of people want to have it. A lot of junior sailors want to have it too. And I always think like when it's something that the sailors want to have, like we could support. Well, when the junior sailors want to have, we should support it because it's a reason why they want it, right?
Yeah.
And then let them do it. Let them work it up. I'm gonna talk about one that gets a lot of flack. Sailor 360. I think if we use it the way that it's supposed to be used, I think it could be really good, right? They gave us a skeleton. They gave us just a brief outline of what we should do, right? I think we should use that brief outline and do everything that we could do. My version of Sailor 360 is literally, hey, let's get a space on a ship. You know my version. Mm-hmm. Hey, let's get a space on a ship. Let's get a topic and let's talk about how the topic affected us, right? So let's say we're talking about, and it could be anything. It could be from like how you motivate yourself to like money management, stuff like that. But if we get a bunch of people in the room, most of the time you're going to have a subject matter expert in there or a few. And then you're going to have people that went through the shit, right? So, hey, everybody get together, and let's talk about having a kid, having a child, right? And then like people start giving their stories and then somebody like, oh man, yeah, so I use childcare aware on my first kid. It's like, oh shit, what's childcare aware? Boom, boom, boom. Then you start to kind of break bread with each other and then y'all learn. It's like each one teach one style. A lot of people that got Sailor 360 programs, they want these big events, these big things, these big plans. And even when we did ours, like our the concepts were simple, but like the program was big. Remember, it was like leaderboards and point systems and like all this stuff where it's like, hey, no, let's just get together and grow together. So, and I think if we just did it like that, it would be really good because it creates that melting pot of everybody, of every rank. And that's another part about it too, is like Sailor 360 is for the officers too. And I had a couple, I just went to one where a couple of the officers showed up, but hey, it's for everybody, yo. And I see where like a DDG, it works better than maybe a bigger ship or a shore command or something like that. But that shit is for every single person. And I think we should utilize it better. And then also when you go to something like Sailor 360, be humble. Like go there, learn, go there to grow there and learn there. I think that was the beauty of when we did ours and the group that we put together. Cause it's like, hey, if you the E1, we gonna listen to you. If you the E7, we gonna listen to you. If you the E3, we gonna listen to you. Like everybody has a voice and a purpose. Because everybody really does, So, yeah, I really, really believe in the potential that Sailor 360 has. I'm going to be honest. I haven't seen it ever live up to the potential that it has. I haven't seen a command do it consistently. I just have not been impressed with Sailor 360 at all. Again, and I think one of the reasons is we got too much freedom and nobody like ever reeled it in like, hey, this is what you're supposed to do. And when you give people too much freedom, sometimes people, especially in the military, if you give them no guidelines, they just don't know what to fucking do. You got to tell me what to do.
And that's kind of what happened with us too, though. We had no guidelines. We were just kind of like just grabbing shit, trying to, like do it.
We ain't had no support from the mess either, but that's a whole
yeah, that too. But hey, I tell you one thing though, man. We most definitely was. I was pumped up about Sailor 360.
Remember had the song,
we was vibing, bro. Yeah, we was vibing.
Posters all around. Like we did it up. Like it just ain't live up to what we bought the belt. I don't even know what a belt is. It's probably on the ship. It just ain't live up to whatever we thought it was gonna live up to.
Yeah.
So
go ahead.
No, I was gonna say, speaking of things that ain't live up to whatever people thought it was gonna live up to, President Trump, the Vice President Vance and President Zelensky had a conversation this weekend. And it's one of those topics that we can't divulge, I guess, too much. You just had to watch it. But
Yeah.
I don't think it went the way, for all parties involved, I don't think it went the way that they thought it was going to go.
I don't know what the fuck happened, bro. That shit was wow. But look, we're at a different time right now, man. We're at a different time right now where things are happening that I never really, thought or envisioned happening. So to me to sit here and say I'm surprised, I'm not. But, when I listen to people talking about it on TV and stuff, man, it's like, it's the first time this ever happened. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like something like this has happened, man. Like, oh boy, that was crazy, man. But I do got a question about it though.
What?
Was everybody on the left side of Zelensky, his team? Or everybody in there was all like us, the government?
I wouldn't know. See, I know press was there, and the dude that asked him about like why he wasn't wearing a suit.
Yeah,
so I know some press was there.
Was that press asking that question?
I think it was press. I don't know. You asking me tough questions right now.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know either. It was just crazy, man. It was a crazy atmosphere there, man. It, like, look, when they was asking a question, and you see it, and it was just pretty much showing just vice president, and Zelensky. Okay, got it. But when they widen that lens out,
it's a lot of people.
It's a lot of people in there, like around in a circle. I was like, holy shit! I hope all of them in it, like he got his ass in there, bro.
At one point, right? Vance, the vice president, like he was going at it with him, and you can see the president just looking, like. Wow, it seemed like Vance was kind of getting off, and then Zelensky, he said, "Hey, something about Ukraine," and Zelensky said, like, yo, how you gonna act? Like, you ever been there? You ever like you can't ask that. Eventually, the president jumped in like, whoa, hold up, man. Like, we empowering you to be a tough guy. Like that shit. Yo, I ain't never heard that. Like that shit stood out though. He said, we are empowering you to be a tough guy. $350 billion. He said the stupid president. He said, bro, he said the stupid president gave you that. I don't know if you remember that, bro. He said, you got that from our stupid president, bro.
That's wild, bro. That's wild, bro. That's wild.
This dude is going off in there. Then they said he got kicked out. Again, I got thoughts and shit that I ain't gonna share on air. I personally don't know how the hell we give another country. I will say this: I don't know how we give another country $350 billion fucking dollars, bro.
$350 billion. That's crazy.
Yeah, like, cause you're my friend. Because we're allies. I will say that, and there's people that like way more kind of knowledgeable of this than me, and I would love to get the knowledge on that. I don't understand giving another country $350 billion.
And you know what I think about when you say $350 billion, man? I'm thinking about maybe it's assets. You know what I mean? Maybe equipment and things like that. Maybe that's what I mean. And it's still $350 billion, but maybe I'm thinking about it like that because I know ain't no way we ain't $350 billion. I know we ain't got that shit to give.
Yeah. Then I also I can't see Zelensky making nice with Putin either. Like I can't see that happening. Like we at war, bro. Like I can't see them like, yo, yeah, nah, he cool, he's straight. And then did you see Putin come back saying that they had the minerals? They got the minerals in Russia. If we need them, if America need the minerals, they can come get them from Russia. Like, yo, we got and he said we got more. We got more than Ukraine.
Of course.
That shit was funny.
Yeah. That's crazy, man. And you know what, man? I had a topic, and you may have brung this up, and I kind of like wasn't thinking about it. I had one on there, and I wanted to talk about. There's a lot of people on my ship right now knows about the podcast, right?
Uh-huh.
And I wanted to, and my question for you is: should I, or for the listeners, let me know, should I start promoting it on board? Like, I don't promote it at all. Like somebody asked me about it, and I say, yeah, man, or they may want to get me to send the link, things like that. So, and I do things like that, but I don't go out my way to promote it. Like I had a perfect opportunity if I wanted to promote, man. So we did bingo, and I was hosting bingo, man, live TV. So everybody playing bingo, right?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? If I wanted to promote it was a good opportunity. And that's why I brought this question up. Should I be out there trying to promote on that level though? I don't know, man. I know me and you, I don't think so, right? But I don't know what you think.
I don't know because I don't promote it. I don't like people know about it.
Right? Yeah.
People know about it. My sellers know about it. I talk about it sometimes just because it's a part of my check-in. I talk about it when people check in, but it's a reason why I talk about it. It got something to do with who you identify yourself as and stuff like that. But are like other people might have come up to me now and know that I do it at the command and they bring it up, whether they civilian and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But I don't get too deep into like pushing it out to people. I think when we first started, like something happened and somebody said something. So I took that as, I took that to heart and like told myself if somebody come across it, they find it and they get a hold of it and this, that. So I don't promote it. I honestly don't even know how to.
Me either. Me either.
Like on a personal level at work or something. Like, but for instance, like it's been times like I left commands and I handed out a bunch of stickers. Or, hey, for the listeners, we got stickers too. DM us, you get some stickers. If I gotta find them, they somewhere deep down somewhere. But it's times I left commands, I handed out stickers and stuff like that to people. And people wanted them, like, yeah, let me get a PTSF sticker and stuff like that. So, but I never, ever, it never led a conversation ever. Like people normally gotta come find me and tell me that they do it.
Yeah. Good
hey,
shit,
shout
man.
out to the people on your ship too that listen to the pod, man. Shout out
man.
And a guy that had the question too. I want him to know it was some sarcasm in our conversation last week. Like I would love if he don't know, like I like come on the pod, man. Come talk to us. Like have fun, man.
Yeah.
We always
100%, man. Hey, so I have this thing, man. It's also part of my do better, man. This is part of my do better also, but I want to talk about the audiograms, man, real quick, right? Because I turned on my permission to speak freely brain while I'm in there doing the audiogram, man. So I had some questions afterwards for the HM2, man. I had a couple questions for it, man. My first question is I asked him, I say, man, what is something about this booth you guys got me in that the normal person will not know, the normal sailor wouldn't know about? And he told me that the person with the whole the whole booth itself kind of is ran by the person with the weakest hearing. Right? So, for example, I got the weakest hearing. I can go through that fucking booth and everybody else shit will go and rewind. It'll go and rerun until I get finished because I got the worst hearing. You know what I mean? Because we all got to finish at the same time. Right?
Oh, so whoever is having the hardest time is what makes the duration longer or shorter.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
All right.
And that was like, oh shit, that was kind of like eye-opening to me. I was like, oh, what? Because he brought an example. He said, no offense to you, Matt. I knew he was talking about me when he said it. He said, no offense to you, Master Chief, but you've been in this long, but you got some sailors in here right now that just came out of boot camp.
Yeah.
Right? So they hearing is great and you've been like, blah, blah. So I was like, oh shit. So really what you saying, I kept everybody been here a long time. So that was crazy. Yeah, man. I didn't know that either, man. Fun fact, guys. Fun fact.
Yeah, I didn't know that. Hey, last week we talked about the CNO and Chairman Joint Chief of Staff getting fired. And, it's a couple of the OGs, the old Pentagon OGs, man. They got some problems, man. They got something to say about this, man. Hey, look, y'all, it's tough news. Sorry, it's tough news, but the OGs, man, they stepping in, bro. So article says former Pentagon chiefs call for hearings on military leaders' firings. 5 former secretaries of defense are calling on Congress to hold immediate hearings on the president's recent firings of the chairman of the Joint Chief of Staff and several other senior military leaders, according to a letter obtained by the Associated Press. Right. And I'm not going to get into who it is. They represent the Republican and Democratic administrations over the past 3 years, and they got troubling questions about the administration's desire to politicize the military. And they, like it says, it's going over who they fired and like the defense of them getting fired, and who, I'll tell you this, Lloyd Austin and Jim Mattis are in that 5.
Mm-hmm.
And they talking about how the people that were fired had exemplary careers, including operational and combat experience. And we talking this new like merit-based, stuff. And basically what they saying is the people that got fired are merit-based. Like they got to where they are because they are merit-based. There's some people that got contingencies on the new chairman, Joint Chief of Staff, because he was a 3-star that got called out retirement that might have to get certain things waived in order to do the job versus the 4-star that was in the job. So these guys got some issues, bro. You know what I mean? So they trying to do something about it, bro. You know what I mean?
And again, man, that is something that happened that doesn't happen every day. Yeah. Unprecedented. It's like, it's wild, man. I know people be like, hey, this and that. But man, this is some wild stuff, man. And it's happening. Damo, you said it, man. It's happening damn near daily.
Oh, no, it's something every day, bro. It's something new every day, man.
Easy,
you got to be ready, bro. Like, it's something new every day. And we talking about preparation and action and activity, man. I ain't seen this type of action activity from up there in a while, bro. You know what I mean? We all thought the last president wasn't really moving, bro. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, we ain't really, so.
But you know what, Damo? It's crazy, man, how we adjusting. But, normally, and I'm not saying it's a good thing or a bad thing because I don't get into all that stuff. But what I will say is this, though, man. We kind of starting to understand a little bit more every day on how this administration going to do business, right? But the crazy part about it is, man, like what happens when the next administration come in? Then they go back and put all this stuff. It's like we jerking people around, man. Like you go back and you say, oh, now we're going to put this back in. We're going to put that back in. Right. So it's crazy. That part of it is crazy.
Yeah. Hey, since Biden ain't the president no more, am I able to tell the truth about some stuff, man? Or should I just be? I would just chill, man. Let's say that for another episode.
Yeah. We'll say that. Write that down, and put it to the side. For a little bit.
Man, I watched this dude at the debate, bro.
That debate was crazy, bro.
I was so, man. All right, let's talk do better. My do better comes from a junior seller. Actually, well, I'm not sure. My do better comes from a submission to the podcast. It says Navy needs to update the BAH policy. I actually don't think this is a junior seller. It says E4 and junior sellers, no dependents, sent to shore commands for the first tour without barracks availability. Members will get BAH, but when they transfer to a C command, the C command denies them BAH. The member has accumulated household goods, so the BAH should continue. Unfortunately, that has not been the case. Members have to submit an exception to policy. What's your thoughts on that?
Well, my first thoughts, man, is I think is this a command thing? Like, can the CO be like, no, continue to, like, if, say I go to sea duty, right? After I got household goods and I have this, I think that's a case by case, and I could be wrong. I'm not looking at I'm not in front of me. I have no correspondence. I have nothing, no instructions, no nothing in front of me while I'm saying this. Let me put that out. But I do think that if I know this sailor coming to my command in the sea duty and he has household goods, he or she have household goods and have all this stuff going on, can I, make sure they get BAH? Right?
Mm.
I know the policy is, E404 and all that stuff, man. But
yeah,
I was thinking about it like that, man. Like, I couldn't see why the commanding officer how much power a commanding officer has. I couldn't see why they couldn't grant that on a case by case basis.
Yeah, I see it two ways. The first thing is this. Like Mick Pond put out, I don't think sailors should live on a ship, right? So I think sailors should just all not live on a ship, right? At my command right now, we got an exceptional policy for E4s and BAH and stuff like that. But I don't think that, again, I'm gonna say it one more time. I don't think sailors should be living on the ship anyway, right? So that's the first part. The second part is I disagree with this person's do better. Thanks for the do better. I appreciate it. I disagree though. If you should not be getting, if you got an exception to getting BAH because your first command was a short command and they didn't have housing, so you had to live out in town and you accumulated household goods, I could see more about the Navy kind of helping you do something with your household goods or something like that. But if not, yeah, that don't mean that you got to get BAH now in the next command if you're not an E4/4 yet. Like, no, you got to figure out what to do with these household goods. We could put them up in storage. We could put them somewhere else. But just because the command you were at didn't have housing don't mean that you shouldn't, like, don't mean you should always now get BAH. Like, that's my thoughts. I did it in the way, again, like I said, I think everybody should get BAH, right? I already said that. But in the way in which we operate right now, I don't think you should get BAH for that. Like, yo, let's give him BAH because his last command didn't have housing. Like, no, I disagree with that.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, that's a good point, too. That's a good point. We adjust to policy all the time, right? For one. The other thing is that, like, I really do still think it's a case-by-case basis thing, though, Lan. Like, if you got somebody in there, I don't know. I take that back. A little bit. I think you right. I think we should be following policy, man. Whatever the policy says, that I think we're giving probably, disjustice, I don't know if that's a word or not, to the sailor that's coming to sea duty. Because we should let that sailor know already that, hey, you're going back to sea duty right now. You may not get, BAH. So you need to start thinking about it and start planning now, before you get back to sea duty on what you're going to do with your household's goods. Because I don't think as the policy says now, you're not eligible. So
yeah, you're going to be living in a barracks or something like that. Yeah. So your stuff might have to go home. You might have to sell some of your stuff. You might, it's a lot of different, and like what you probably got an apartment. You're E1 through E4, which you probably got yourself. Family thing is a little, well, if you got family, then you get BH. But so E1 single, you got yourself like a little apartment. You got a couple pieces of furniture. It's either going to have to go to storage or it's going to have to, go to a family member's house. It was a lot of times I had to do that. And maybe I don't want to get into what I had to do. I disagree, man. Again, like I said, I think we should change the instruction in full, but in that specific scenario, I don't agree.
Yeah. Okay. My do better, man, it's pretty simple. It goes back to the audiogram thing, man. Like, we have to do better on shore duty medical. Right? I get there and I'm looking, my name pops on the list for audiograms. Oh, cool. I go to the audiogram. Let me sign up for this stuff. You got new ways, man. Like the Navy technology wise is getting crazy, man. You do everything online now. Like I signed up online. I did all this stuff online. But then when I go look at the list and see my name on the list, it says I haven't done an audiogram since 2021. You know what I mean? I'm like, that's an annual thing, man. You know what I'm saying? Doing now, I could be wrong. Help me out here. Is that a shore duty thing where we don't have to do it annually because we on shore duty? Maybe. I don't know. But I do know that 2021 is a long time since you did audiogram. And I know on ships anyway, I know it's annually. I don't know.
Yeah. Well, you don't do it. You don't do it if you're not like
in that environment, right?
Yeah, signed up for it. Yeah. So if you're in an environment, you're an engineer, you signed up for it. But if you're not signed up for it, you ain't doing it.
So you know what? I take a little bit of that back, but still, I don't know. I'm gonna find out. But yeah,
I guess not enrolled in the Heron Conservation Program. Let me say it like that. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, man, that could be why I didn't did it since 2021. Okay, I kind of understand a little bit now. I'm still mad about it though.
But you were going to spaces as a like.
Oh yeah, I was. Right? Yeah. I was on ships like all the time. You right? I'm still mad now. I'm back mad again now. I was going on ships like all the time when I was on shore duty. So yeah.
Hey, we lost a couple people. We lost quite a few people last week. to know Gene Hackman, Captain Frank Ramsey from Crimson Tide, one of the movies that we reviewed a while ago, 2-time Oscar winner, Best Actor, Best Supporting Actor, like countless classic movies, not just Crimson Tide. He set the stage, the blueprint for the Lex Luthor role in Superman. Hoosiers was a big one from him. It's a lot of movies from Gene Hackman. Long legacy. The story's kind of crazy though, huh? Like he was found dead with his wife, and the dog was found dead. Couple other dogs. He's 95. Wife is in her 60s. So the story, I think, is still developing, man. Like that shit caught me off guard, bro.
Yeah, me too, man. I first thing I saw, like, to be honest with you, I didn't know he was 95. You know what I mean? I'm like, wow, 95, he lived, bro. The second thing, I thought it was like, my normal thing, he's 95 years old. It's about that time.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? That's my first thought. But then you start looking at the story. Like, at first I didn't know that the wife passing was late. It seemed like it wasn't the same time. You know what I mean? It seemed like I started reading more and said, oh shit, his wife passed too. Then his dog. It's like, oh wow, what is going on here? So I do think it's something to this story which we don't know yet. But Gene Hackman himself, man, a lot of influential movies, man. Even the when you say the Hoosier movie, man, that movie, like to this day, you ask people about their favorite movie, that could be one of them. They probably top 5. You know what I mean? How inspirational it was, also. So, condolences to his family, man, because he most definitely got a crazy legacy. You know what I mean? To look back on.
Yeah. And like whenever the more information kind of develops and comes and we hear some more, we'll know more and understand more. It's a lot of scattered information right now. They were able to kind of figure out his last like activity, looking at like his life alert thing that, he was using and stuff like that. So they were able to kind of delineate, like figure out when he passed and stuff like that. It's just a lot of weird stuff. A dog in a closet, a couple other dogs still moving around. Door open, but no forced entry. The wife laying. It's just a lot. Just a whole lot, man. Hopefully they get the right people on the scene to figure out how the hell that went down. Another, hey, bro, before we get to the other, it's a movie. It's called The Substance. Did you see this shit? The Substance, bro?
Mm-mm.
Hey, so here's the concept, right? Man, y'all, I'm gonna try to break this shit down. You get this packet of things, right? It's like syringes and like a bunch of stuff.
Yeah.
And when you take it, you split into another version of yourself that's younger, better, stronger, sexier, right? But it's another version of you. Like it's a physical split. Like you pretty much, your back open up. Like your fucking back, like your back open up. And the younger version of you come out of the back, right? And now you can only be this version of you for 7 days, right? But for the 7 days that you this version of you, you gotta like put some type of medication or some type of substance into the other version of you, the older version of you. You gotta feed it, right? So that it stays like healthy or whatever. Or it's a way to like drain it to like last another day. It's a crazy concept. So it's like this lady, she's an actress who like all she cares about is beauty, but she like her star is dimming. Like she not like what she used to be. She getting older. So she takes this substance so she could become a younger version of herself. And you see it's like laying on the floor in the bathroom, like the other body that you're looking at. So it's a movie. It's about beauty. It's about never wanting to kind of not be popular and shit like that. But it starts to get to a point where the lit version of herself, like the younger lit version, she want to stay like out longer than 7 days, bro. So in order to stay out longer than 7 days, now but when 7 days hit, you start fucking up, like your nose bleeding, like you start shaking and shit like that. So you gotta go and make the transition again, right? But it's this part where you could like drain out of the other person and like, you know, put it in you and you could stay longer. Little do you know that if you stay longer, it causes an effect on the other person, the older version of yourself. So now, like, as she's staying out longer, she like get like her fingers start to shrivel. Like she's starting to look older and older and older, right? And it's just like, it's like, when will it stop? Because you know it's you. You know if you stay longer, you're going to fuck up the other version of yourself, bro. And, hey, bro, it's an amazing movie until it gets to like, it's nominated for Oscar this year too. It's a really good movie, but the third act is weird as fuck. Like really weird, like gory, stupid. The third act don't make no sense. But those first two acts, bro, is classic movie material, bro. The concept, everything about it. I think everybody should watch it. If you want to turn it off at like the fourth metamorphosis or some shit. But outside that, really good movie. It's called The Substance with Demi Moore. It's really good until the third act. Yeah, Demi Moore in it, bro. It's real. I promise you. If you watch it with Ella, though, tell her, let her know the last 40 minutes of this movie is going to be really weird, but the first like 2 hours going to be amazing. You know? Nice. So yeah, The Substance. We also lost Angie Stone. So we played some Angie Stone in the beginning. We lost Angie Stone to a car accident, her and her entire band. So it's some conspiracy about that too. I guess she was saying that. I don't even want to get into conspiracy. Just rest well to Angie Stone, and thank you for your contributions to music, bro. Black brother.
Hey, let me tell you my experience, man. So I grew up in households, man, with a lot of, you know, blues and singers all the time in the house when I was younger. And she's one of those artists that I don't even know her music like by her name. But if it start playing, I probably know every word to it. You know what I mean? That's like if it comes on in the background, I'm singing. You know what I mean? But I may not even. She's one of those legacy, you know, artists that has that effect. You know, like just like a Betty Wright. You know what I mean? Like songs like that comes on and I automatically knows, man. So I hate to see how she passed away though, man, because you never want, like, that's the hardest thing you can go through, man, is somebody tragically pass away. Like that, man. That's one of the, the bad. So I hate she passed away like that, man. But my condolences to her and her family, her kids. You know, I seen some of the comments from her kids, man. So I know it's a tragic, for everybody involved.
Yeah. Hey, you got to tell me about condolences to her family. Every all that, man. Again, you got to tell me about this. This military travel card thing, man.
Yeah, man. So first, I thought it was way worse than what it was, to be honest with you. Because the first thing I saw, it was like, hey, troops use government card to pay, casinos, online gambling, Super Bowl parties, and all this stuff, right? So the first, like maybe the second sentence, like military service members, charge at least $500,000 on gambling. So my first thing was, I'm like, damn, one person charged $500,000, but it's actually, in 2023. So it's all service members during 2023, was charged $500,000 on their government travel card through the military. So that kind of, made it a little bit lighter because of the entire military. And we know already, kids and not just young sailors or young soldiers or airmen, everybody some type of way is misusing this government credit card. And it's hard for me to understand a little bit because people are getting in trouble about it. I'm getting DRBs and XOIs and stuff about the government travel card, right? So it's happening. Not only the enlisted, officers too. It's happening with these government credit cards. So it's kind of hard for me because I see it all the time. It's in Navy Times, it's everywhere, right? But people still doing it. So I look at it, I'm thinking about it, Dumbo, like when you got a addiction, bro,
Yeah.
You got to feed that addiction. You don't care about the outcomes, man. It's just like a drug, somebody who used drugs, man. Like you know these drugs are not good for you, right? But I'm still, I need that. Yeah. Gambling and all these things that's happening, man. You don't have no more money in your account. And the only thing you got is that government travel card, right?
Yeah.
But it's an addiction, bro. Yeah. It's an addiction. So you go there, hey, I'm going to pay this back on time. I'm going to pay this back. But the people who think like, I'm going to pay this back, I just want to know if you PCSing. You know what I mean? Yeah. Or you, what type of event that you doing right now? Are you going TDY? What are you doing that you going to swipe that card? You know, because you in a pickle. If you swipe that card, man, I mean, you in a pickle, man.
Bro, I told you that when I was doing a Chiefs board a couple years ago, and I was with a bunch of CMCs and senior enlisted people, and you know, something happened, so we had to. It was like a blackout on base and stuff in Millington, so we had to be in the hotels. Nobody wanted to use their government travel card. And I mean, for the purpose of it, like that was the purpose of it. People was like, oh no, not if I got to use my government travel card. I know somebody that live local. like people don't even want to use this.
Oh yeah. For real, man. And that's what it's becoming too though, man. But like this older sailors and we are like kind of hip to, I ain't using that thing. I ain't using it. Younger sailors, man, I think that's part of their DNA coming out. I don't know if they teach that shit in boot camp. Use that motherfucker.
Then it's regular people, bro, that hit you up about it. It ain't like professionals. Like, it's like, I remember when I used it, like I had to pay it, and I guess I don't even, like, that's the thing. Like, my one experience when I had to pay it, I don't even know what I had to pay or why I had to pay it, but I owed something, and somebody called like, like I'm gonna need the money by tomorrow. Like somebody called as a regular dude, like, yo, what's up with the money, bro? I'm like, what money? The government travel card money, bro. You owe us $270. You ain't do this right in DTS or something. We need this money by tomorrow. You think? I'm like, all right, shit. What do I do? Where do I sign? You know what I mean?
Yeah. So. And you're right, though, man. That's how it was with me, too, man. Like, so my last command I was at, we traveled a lot, right? We was going all over the place. We was always using government travel card. And when we do the report back, I was always maybe like $30, $40, or, $70, it didn't add up. It wasn't the same. And then you got some people over there that's running these programs think it's their money too. Yeah. You know what I mean? They coming after you. They calling you, doing their job though. I'm not hating. They doing their job, but man, they coming after you. Like, you didn't do this right and it's blah, blah, blah. I'm like, hey man, I'm using the receipts. I'm using whatever I need to have. I'm swiping this card. Like, you gotta be legit. You gotta be on your game when you're using the government credit card. I can tell you that. So man, I used to always go in there and just pay it myself. Right, I'd go in there, they're giving the money back, and when I look at it, I pull up the app, the Citibank app, and I always checked it. Every time I come back off a trip, and I know the money went back to the card, I go in and I check it to make sure. And bro, almost every time I had to pay a little extra. It wasn't much though, $20, $30 or whatever. But I just didn't want, because if it go over that, whatever that threshold, 60 days or whatever, everything started. They started calling everybody, man. So I had to make sure I was checking it all the time.
I thought I made a mistake and used it once, but it was the expired joint. I was like, oh man, I need to call people, but it didn't go through because it was expired joint. Hey, before we leave, there's a couple, like, we put out this clip about like having your own sellers write their packages. Yeah. Hey, I'm gonna stand on that real quick. Yeah, I'm gonna stand on that.
And I mean, really stand on it.
Nah. Yeah, I'm standing on that, bro. I'm not having no seller write their own packages. So it's kind of like on Facebook, everybody on Facebook is like, no, never have a seller write their own package. That's bullshit. And then most of the people on Instagram like, yeah, it makes sense. Hey, this is my philosophy, right? Because people saying like, how they gonna learn? This is my philosophy. This is the way I think about it. If you're E4 and you're not in a unique circumstance, that you gotta write packages for sellers, that's not my focus for E4 and junior sellers, is to be package eval writers yet, unless you're in a circumstance where you have to be. If not, that's just not my focus. When you become an E5 right? It's a lot that go with that too. It's commitment to your career and other things too, right? So when you become an E5, then I'll get you started on, hey, the E4 and below stuff, and E4 and junior stuff and stuff like that. And then as far as E6, E5 and junior, like that. I'm not having an E1 write nothing, E2 write nothing, E3 write nothing. They like I'm taking care of these sellers, man. Focus on the job that you got. Focus on the things you got to do, getting acclimated to the military correctly. You're not about to write your of the quarter award package. Like I think that's bullshit. Straight up. I don't see the logic in it or nothing like that. I got my E6, my E5 that could take care of that type of business, man. And I'm standing on that all the way. Nothing that nobody say makes sense to me when it comes to that, bro.
Yeah. And I'm gonna say this to say I think it may have been some confusion about what we were saying about sailors writing their own packages, but to me it's no confusion.
Yeah,
I'm standing on it. I'm standing on it with Domo. Is a E3 and below shouldn't be writing shit. I do not understand why. Even to me, damn, they're E4 and below ain't writing shit. Yeah, right? E4 especially if I got E5s and I got E6s. That's the learning curve, right? We do a lot of things in the Navy right now to make sure that these sailors are ready to go and know their job, right? I don't want them thinking about writing a freaking sailor of the quarter package. I don't want them thinking about eval writing. You got time for that.
Yeah.
You got time for that. And it's not that they're not going to learn. I'm just telling you they're going to learn when they become an E5.
Yeah.
Or they're going to learn when they become an E6. They're going to learn, but they're not going to learn as an E4 and below. This beautiful thing we did with the
E4 and junior.
E4, my bad, E4 and junior. That even with I may have said this last episode also about the ESWAS pen, right? That's one of the things that I kind of liked, because now they get them to know their job and know what they got going on. So I'm standing on it too, Domo. If you can play that song one more time for me, man.
Yeah.
Play that little clip. Play that clip, man.
Right. And I mean, really stand on it.
Nah, I gotta stand on this shit.
And I'm gonna stand on it.
And I stand.
Yeah. Can't be doing that, man. Can't be doing that. Y'all can holler at us. Just can't be doing that.
Yeah. I'll let your boy, man.
The issue was they ain't watched the whole clip. They just saw the first 2 seconds and then wrote a comment. Hey, that's it, man. That's it, man. We ain't even hit the 2-hour mark this episode.
Yeah, man. We almost hit it though.
Hit the 2-hour mark. Hey, shout out to the listeners. Y'all are great. Y'all incredible. I want to use some of these sound effects. Y'all did a great job. We appreciate y'all. We love y'all. Thanks for kind of kicking it with us. This might be our last episode. We never know.
You never know,
thanks for kicking it with us for 5 years, 4 years, whatever like that, man. We love y'all. Peace out.
Yeah, man. I'll let your boy, man. Mississippi stand up.